Hi, today we will create linked list in Swift, and we will create helper function that is going to help us to create linked list with multiple values or list with multiple nodes, and as well see values for every node or linked list. Let's start by importing XCTest. And first I want to create my list node class. Inside I will have variable value, which is going to be integer, and next variable is going to be equal to next, which is going to be optional list node. And in init method I want to pass value integer, and inside initialize my value, and self.next is equal to nil. Okay, so that's all implementation for linked list in Swift. And now let's create our helper class. List node helper, and we'll create static functions. So first static func is going to be create x nodes, and the parameter is going to be array of integers. So we'll just send array of integers, and in return function is going to be our list node. Second function is going to be static func print node. It takes one parameter, our node, and then just return string. Okay, so in create x nodes, so what is my idea is x in our case is going to be like an array of multiple integers, and this function will return list node with like 1 2 3 4 5 nodes. Okay, so first step, let me create a node with value 0. So we're going to use it as a temporary head, and then let's create head which is going to be equal to node. And now we need to iterate through our array. So for element in our array, what I want to do is node.next is going to be equal new list node with value or element. Okay, and now we need to move our node is going to be equal to node.next. We need to force unwrap it because we know that node.next is going to be value because we just assigned this. Okay, and result in the end of function will return our head dot next. All right. At this point I want to create unit test to just test my create x node function that it's not throwing any errors and it works as expected. So let's create list node helper tests, exit test case, and function test001. First let's create our array. Let's do 0 1 2 3 4 5, and then let linked list is going to be equal our list node helper that create x nodes, and we'll just send our parameter x. And for now we don't have print node function implemented, so let's do xct assert equal that our linked list actually is not equal to nil. So let's use xct assert not nil. Yep. Okay, so linked list is not equal to nil. We need to return from this function something to be able to execute unit test, and let's run test and see if it works. Okay, so it's successful. That means this function is returning list node. Let's move to print node function and implement that one. So var, let's create first variable inner node is going to be equal to list node node. Okay, and second variable is a value to print. It's going to be empty string for now. So in this string we'll keep appending all nodes values, and in the end we'll print this variable and as well as return that one. All right, so inside I want to create while loop and check while inner node is not equal to nil. I want to do some iterations, and value to print I will just append to string. So inner node value, okay, and it's saying that I cannot convert integer to string. Of course, we need to convert this to string. All right, and now it's gonna complain that inner node value is optional, but initializer for string is expecting not optional value. So because we know that inner node is not equal to nil, so I will just force unwrap this here. All right, and next step, inner node is equal to inner node dot next. In the end, I want to print our value to print and as well return this value. Let's come back to our unit test. So now linked list, we have this list, and let's create local variable result is going to be list node helper dot print node, and inside we can send our linked list. Okay. All right. So let's run and see if we'll see in terminal our linked list value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we have these values. I want to do small modification in code for print node. I want to see output something like that. It will point that it's linked list and every element is pointing to next one. So we need to update line 29, that one. We need to append that one. Let's do spaces. But small problem here is going to be we'll have this arrow for even last element. So here, this is not what I want to have here. Okay, so in this case we need to check if inner node dot next is equal to nil. I will do ternary operation here. So if it's equal to nil, that means I don't want to append any additional string. Otherwise, I want to add. All right, so let's execute our unit test and see if we get the result that we want. We're going to use this code later to resolve problems, programming questions related to linked list. All right, see you later.